Ladies and gentlemen, we are back.
What's
Took a
up?
week off. Took a week off.
Yeah,
Dad is golfing. AJ, Scott, Grego's golf. Episode eight.
that's
Episode eight
right.
of
Hard to
our
believe.
podcast, and we are so glad you decided to join us and listen to our goofy butts talk about golf and things in life. And we're glad to be back. I took a week vacation with the family down in went to Florida, and then headed up to Myrtle Beach and spent some time in Myrtle Beach. I played one round of golf down there at Pine Lakes. We'll talk about it in a little bit, but glad you're joining us, and welcome to the podcast.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, we got a few topics this week between what
Yep.
Olympics. Olympics are around at Bryan Park. You're around at what Pine
Pine
Lakes or
Lakes, yeah,
whatever,
Pine
and
Lakes. Well, let's
just
start with the pros. Start with the
yeah.
Olympics, man. Did you watch any of it?
No, I haven't. I don't really have cable to watch or the streaming service to watch it, so I don't watch much TV. But yeah, no, I wish I would have caught some of it. But how about Scotty, man? That
I
guy.
did, man. I watched the back nine. You talk about major just animosity and feelings. And I mean, it was like a major. I mean, you had Hideki Matsuyama up there. You had John Rahm, who was leading, who had just a historic, just bad couple of holes. I mean, it was crazy.
Mhm.
And you had Tommy Fleetwood was right up there. I feel bad for Tommy Fleetwood because he's always seems to be in second place. At least he got a medal this time. Second
Right.
place in the majors, you don't get
Yeah,
any.
and he seems like a good guy too. So
He does, but Scotty Scheffler, man, shooting what he shoots 62, I think.
yeah, -9 on the last round. I think.
It's he birdied everything. He birdied like 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 or something like that. It was unbelievable. He
Yeah.
shot 29 on the back nine, dude. 29.
And
For
we
him to
struggled to get a birdie on
Oh,
Sunday or whatever
for
day
him to
Saturday.
for him to do that. You talk about player of the year. I know there was some talk. I'm listening to it on our Sirius XM and stuff like that while I'm driving in. And some are saying Xander Schauffele, Scotty Scheffler, which one gets? I mean, this has got to be Scotty.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody else who has. This is a historic year that we're seeing that this young man is playing, and I give him all the credit in the world for the way he's handled some adversity. And I'll tell you what. I was watching that round, and I'm sitting there saying, "Man, John Rahm, when he was getting all ticked off, and that looks like me out there on the golf course." Things happen, and then you got Scotty Scheffler, who it doesn't matter. He's just like the same way all the way through. And I am a very emotional player, and when things aren't going well, you know it. And when things are going well, you know it
Yeah.
too.
I'm kind of in between. I'm not
You
as
are. You
I'm
you get
more
mad, but
then
you
I
don't
come
show it. Like I
right, right.
show it. Like I don't throw clubs or I don't disrespect the game
No.
or anything like that. But
I mean I could hear you on Saturday or whatever day it was, a hole in front of you.
yeah, well, we'll talk about that round in a little bit. But anyway, yeah, I give Scotty Scheffler so much credit for what he's done this year and how he's played. And yeah, you have to give it up to him. But what a great event.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt like a major. There was no talk of PGA Tour. There was no talk of Live. It was just everybody coming together to represent your country. And it was really cool to watch. And nobody was playing really for money or anything like that. It was playing for the love of the game and the love of the sport and the love of your country. Like I said, it was just really, really cool to watch. So kudos to all those players, and I think the Olympics did a great job of hosting it and
Yeah,
everything.
one thing I thought was cool, as most of you know or have heard me say, and I like Shane Lowry, and obviously I'm going to root for our home country and Team USA, but I thought it was cool. He got to carry out the flag and the opening ceremonies
Yeah.
for Ireland, so that was pretty cool. He just seems like another good guy too,
Yeah.
good family man too, and
He'd be a guy I'd want to go have a beer with too.
yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
that
Hey,
would be a good
let's go to one of those pubs and
Oh yeah, he.
maybe
I
when I
don't
go
think
over
we
there,
just Scott.
maybe
We
when I
wouldn't just
go
be
over
able to
there
drink
next
one. I
year,
guarantee
yeah.
you, it wouldn't just be one. It'd be like
Right.
five.
Maybe when I go over there next year at this time
There
for
you
a
go.
football game.
There you go. But
But no,
so, so we're on now. We're moving on to the Wyndham Championship, and
mhm.
I am so pumped up about the Wyndham Championship because it is in our backyard at
Right.
Sedgefield Country Club here in Greensboro. I will be going to it. I will be there on Saturday. I have tickets. Now we have a hurricane that's kind of flowing up here. So
Yep.
we're supposed to be getting anywhere from 2 to 5 inches of water here in the next couple of days, and Thursday and Friday are supposed to be pretty bad. So I wonder how they're going to do it and how they're going to play it. But it's got a really good field. Keegan Bradley's here. Jordan Spieth's here.
Uh-huh.
Akshay Bhatia is here. Justin Rose. So we've got a really good field that's going to be here. Stuart Sink's going to be here. Who else did I see was obviously
Nice.
Lucas Glover, who won last year, is going to be here. So a really great field that I'm excited about. The last chance for a lot of these guys to get into that top FedEx Cup to be qualifying for the FedEx Cup. So
Yep.
a lot of guys are going to be vouching for it. It's a great course. It's a Donald Ross course. It is a shot maker's course. I haven't played it, not yet. I'm hoping to get out there soon. But we've played Forest Oaks a couple times where they used to have the Greater Greensboro Classic and the Chrysler Classic. And then they also had it at the Cardinal where we've played too. So,
Right.
but it's a beautiful course, right by the whole Grandover area that we play Grandover all the time with, very undulating. And they do a great job with that. So I'm really excited about heading
Speaking
out
of
and seeing a little bit.
yeah, speaking of Forest Oaks, played that last weekend.
Yeah.
That was a is in good shape too. Probably not as good a shape as Bryan Park was, but no, that's another one I highly recommend. And then
Yeah.
uh, yeah, the Wyndham. I went last year. I'm not gonna be able to go this year because my wife and I are going out of town for vacation for the weekend. But yeah, it's kind of a good, a nice atmosphere
Yeah.
tournament to go
It's
out to. And
not.
like you said, these guys are trying to qualify to make the playoffs, so it's still competitive.
Mhm.
But yeah, you lose some of the other big time guys that have already made it, but you still get some good golfers, and it's just a good layout and a good course to walk around on, and
Yes, it is.
you know.
Front nine's a lot easier to walk than back nine. Back
Right.
nine's a lot harder. But I've been to the Wachovia over at Quail Hollow with the big names there, and I've been to the Masters, and obviously nothing compares to the Masters. But like it's nice because it's a little more quaint. There's not going to be as many people, so you're able to get a little closer to them and watch them hit, and it's still a great golf that comes through there. So I'm going with Alex. Alex and I'll be
Nice.
going. My Shelly gets tickets from being a teacher, so she sends them over to me
Okay.
and Alex. We're able to get those, which is nice. So we'll be heading out there on Saturday. We'll be taking some videos, shooting some videos. So check out Dad is Golfing on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. I'll be having some videos from the Wyndham. So we'll show you how it is.
I'll post some of my trip up in Virginia. I don't think I'll be around a golf course because
No,
life won't
no.
allow it, but still,
Right.
it'll still be good.
So excited about this weekend in pro golf. Like I said, the last one before we hit the playoffs. Then you got 3 weeks of playoffs, and then you got really football season. That comes into effect, and they'll be doing the President's Cup here in a little bit, which will be in September, which we'll obviously talk about that. But yeah, I was actually watching Hard Knocks on TV here with the Chicago Bears, so I'm getting
Nice.
kind of into that football mode, and we'll talk a little bit of football here on our golf podcast. Obviously, it's
Yep.
always you can always kind of touch on that a little bit, which is fun. But yeah, we had. So let me talk. So let me talk to you about Pine Lakes real quick. Went to the
Mhm.
Granddaddy in Myrtle Beach. Pine Lakes, known as the Granddaddy. It's where Sports Illustrated was invented. They
Oh,
came up with
nice.
the idea there. It's got the Myrtle Beach Hall of Fame in there, which has got a lot of players that are from the Myrtle Beach area that have done things. Was built in like 1921 by I forget the name of the gentleman who built it, but he was somebody from St. Andrews and one of the old courses. So it's a really kind of an old layout. They restored it probably about 4 or 5 years ago. It was a beautiful course. Really nice. I actually played with a 17-year-old high school, just graduated from high school, and her mom was there. And she was a great little player that I played with. They paired me up with her, and she played for the women's teams. I played from the tips back there, so I went pretty far back. See, at par 70, it's about 6,900 yards, so I went a little further. But she was a great little player. You just started playing about
Nice.
4 or 5 years ago, and it was a lot of fun. I was able to help her out with some stuff, and she's going to be playing for a JUCO up in Iowa. So I wish her the best of luck. And but course was awesome. The only thing about the course, they punched the greens about a week and a half ago, and they haven't come in yet. And they were letting them grow out a little bit. They needed to put another top dressing on, which I think they were going to do this past weekend. Um, so they needed to get a little bit work, but the course will be in great shape, I think, for the fall.
Is
So
it
out in the Myrtle
I take
Beach
it
area
Bermuda greens?
is Bermuda, yeah, all Bermuda down there and everything. And so if you get a chance to go play Pine Lakes down at Myrtle Beach, Granddaddy, the first course that was built in the Myrtle Beach, really kind of started off the whole Myrtle Beach thing. And I highly recommend going to play down there. It's a cool. The clubhouse is an old kind of like a mansion kind of a clubhouse. Really nice, really cool. But the situation that it was just it was a nice course. I mean, pretty much right out in front of you, play it, and they had some hard holes. I posted some pictures on Instagram and TikTok about it. So take a look at that. But it was a great course. So I had a
Nice,
good time down there.
nice. Yeah, let's talk about our round this past weekend, man. Great
Yeah, I
course.
played great down there and came back
Uh,
to this. Jeez Louise.
yeah, well, not to make excuses, it was still pretty wet. Course held up well though to the rain because they got an inch and a half or something the night
Yeah.
before at least.
So Bryan Park
Bryan
Championship
Park, yep,
Course.
champions in what
Reese
Brownstown, right?
Jones,
Technically Greensboro.
Yeah, Reese Jones Design up in north of Greensboro. Reese Jones Design built in 1990. There's two courses there, Players and the Champions. Champions was built later. Hosted the I said in my video the 2014 Public Amateurs links. It was actually the 2010. So 2010 U.S. Public Amateur won by Brant Snedeker over on the Champions
Right.
course. So is an absolute fantastic course. We played from the whites, which was about 6,600 yards from the whites. And I think it was almost a 72 rating and a 133 or something like that slope. So hard course. It is not an easy course. You and I've played there,
Multiple
oh geez,
times.
multiple
Probably
dozen,
our favorite course in the area,
one
really.
of our favorite
Yeah.
courses in the area. And we've played that course when the wind is whipping off lake. It's Lake Towson is the lake that's up
Oh, I
there.
kept saying it was Lake Brand. I said
Yep.
wrong in one of my
Yeah.
videos, but
Yep, Lake Towson, but
yeah.
that wind, I mean, especially on that back nine. So pretty much the way the course is set up around the park is the Champions course kind of goes on the outside around the
Mhm.
lake, and the Players course kind of meanders through the inside, so it kind of goes out and around. Front nine is an easier nine than the back nine. Back
Yep.
nine's pretty difficult, pretty long. I played horrible. I couldn't find the bottom of the club at all. I was all over the place. And it started off right from the beginning. I pulled my drive left and I was in the rough and I was looking at this rough and I was like, man, this rough is pretty lush right now. Thinking I can hit a long iron out of there.
Nope, it popped
Oh,
straight up.
or went straight down, one or the
Right,
other, or
right.
straight left. Because if you don't swing hard enough and get enough speed through that rough, the ball it just grabs your club and you hook it left. I hooked
Right.
it straight left. I was trying to hit a little 6 iron out of there, and I should have gone with a hard 7 or a hard 8.
Hmm.
Just swing as hard as I can with it, because that's the only way you're going to get through. And not as soon as that club grabs it. I mean, it was grabbing the club face.
Yeah, you're
Uh,
better at least get it out than to do
yeah,
that. But
and usually I'm pretty good at realizing that and not making that mistake again. I made that mistake on almost every single hole, Scotty.
yep.
And it frustrated me. And I know I was coming back from vacation and a little under the weather. The girls got a little thing sick at the end of last week, and I was not working on a lot of sleep, and I'm making excuses left and right. I understand. Catherine wanted me to just kind of stay with her the night. So I got like 2 hours sleep because she was kicking me all night. You know how that happens. And um it was I'm making excuses, but I'm upset with myself because mentally I feel like I should be a better, like, mentally I was out of it, and that's on me. It wasn't a physical thing, it was a mental thing. And
I don't
you
really
you,
have
you heard
any.
me you heard me a few times, I think.
Yep.
I was not too happy about my round, but
Yep.
but hey, you know what? It's the first round that I have played like that since November of this year. So it was November of last year. So I'm pretty happy with my game right now. I just wasn't too happy with it on Saturday.
I'm still gonna beat you one of these days coming up this fall. Yep. Yep. I think we should have people put in the comments if I'm gonna beat you or not this year, this fall, or
God, you're like
within the
15
next
points
year.
behind me right now, buddy. But it's
No, no,
okay.
no, 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 no,
Keep
no, not
trying. Keep working at it, man. Keep working.
Yeah, no, it was rough. I won't tell you my score, but I didn't feel like I really hit that bad. It was just as you know, it's one of those courses that one or two bad shots here or there,
Yes.
you're done. And it's
Yeah,
not
you have
like
to
it was like
you
one
have to take your medicine on it. You have to, if you're
right.
in the rough and you don't have a great lie, you have to just punch out into the fairway
Yep.
and then hit 3 into the green.
That's what happened to
You
me on
have
the
to do it.
first par five. I had a great tee shot, had a good second shot. It just went off in the rough, but then I took a wedge from the rough and it popped straight up and went about not even 10 yards. It popped straight up and went left and then
Yeah.
rolled back down on the fairway. And I'm like, this is how it's gonna be. So
Yeah,
I didn't really feel like I hit that bad until the lightning came.
yeah. When lightning comes, if you ever know Scott, lightning comes. If he hears thunder,
That was what, about hole 14, the par
14, yeah.
3 or
Scott
15.
goes, and it missed us. It missed us pretty much completely. But Scott goes
We
running.
were still there. I saw some off in the distance. The boat's
Yeah,
coming back through the lake. But anyways, it was a good round. It was fun. Course was in awesome shape. Greens were quick.
greens were great. Greens were quick.
Bermuda
Greens were good.
greens super quick, even for as wet as it was. I mean, there's someone you barely hit that ball, and it.
Well, you said something to me because you were watching us on 18. So on 18 is a great example of the way the course was playing. We were on 18. I hit my drive and I missed it. I hit a great drive way down there. And it just fell into the rough, like 3 inches into the right rough. And I'm looking at the lie, and it's pretty lush, it's pretty thick. And I had 210 yards into the green, 208 yards into the green, and I hit a 5 iron, and I hit the 5 iron about 240,
Mhm.
because I had a flyer lie, and that thing took off and went over the hills, over the green, into the
Yeah, you were far left. You were far
far
right.
right, far
Yeah,
right.
I
Yeah. But
no,
then, but you said the putt. Remember the putt? So I was able to pitch it onto the green, and I had a downhill putt, and it was right on a slope. So the pin was sitting like the slope was here, and the pin was sitting right here.
no, what your putt was actually pretty much the same spot mine was. So I hit my drive just about a foot off the fairway, pretty decent drive. And then I hit that's par four, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
long par four.
Yeah. And then I think my second shot went just in front of the green, and then I chipped it up on the green to about where your ball was,
Yep.
just past the flag. And man, I barely hit that putt. It ended up down at the bottom of the hill. I was like,
Yeah.
what? And so
Well,
I
you came down, you saw me putt it, and you're like, "Wow,
yeah.
that's a really good putt." Because I was in that same spot, but I was way down there. I said, "Yeah,"
Yeah. Because I
but
ended up
like
with, unfortunately, a double there because of the putt.
the thing about that course, though, it was playing long too because it was so wet. So
Well,
you were getting a
in the
lot of
tee
run in the
boxes.
fairway. Yeah, you weren't getting a lot of run in the fairway. They had the tee boxes a little further back than we usually play there. So it was playing long, and I'm making excuses here again, but I love the course. I can't wait to go back. And we play there a couple times a year. We meet there and everything. It's kind of a little far from me, but I love playing there so much that I'll go out there, and it's a really good price to play out there on the weekends.
Yeah.
Um, so big shout out to the group we had that went. I played with my cousin Alex and his buddy, work buddy Ned, and then you played with Joe, Ben, and Ryan. And
Fine. Yep.
one of our guys, we're not going to name who it is going through some stuff right now. We're sending all our well wishes to him, and we're praying that he's got a speedy recovery. Had some surgery done this past week, and you
Right.
know, it puts into perspective, stuff. We get so angry on the golf course, so we get so angry at work, or we just get
Spend
frustrated
too
with
much
things.
time at work.
And now you sit there and you look at what good people, when good people are going through hard times,
Mhm.
you wonder why it has to happen to them. And it's just the way the world is sometimes. But if you are dealing with some hard stuff, if have tough times in your life, you know, there's always, some brighter thing in the future. Just work hard at it, stay
Been a
positive,
positive attitude.
keep a positive attitude, and do the best you can, and hopefully good things will come to you. Good things come to good people, and I say that all the time. And I'll tell you right now, every day of my life, I try to be a good person, and sometimes it doesn't work out, and sometimes I'm a jerk. That we've had our differences once in a while, and but I think in the end, right, wrong is pretty simple. Do the right thing, be nice to your neighbor and stuff like that. And just other people are going through hard stuff. And, we wish our best for our buddy, and hopefully he's able to watch this and, get a little kick out of our antics that we do. But he's a great dude, and we're wishing him the best.
Yep. Yep. Prayers. Yeah. Prayers to him for a good, speedy, healthy recovery for him and his wife and family and everything. So,
Yeah,
uh,
and I know he'll recover, and I can't wait to get him back out on the golf course because he's a great
we're
guy
gonna
to play with.
get him out there and get some birdies and stuff.
Yep. Yep. But I'm really excited that he was able to come and play with us, and
Yeah, that was the main reason we went out there,
we're-
get him out there.
Yep. It
Yep.
was an early round too, Scott. You
Oh
booked him
man, we
in.
were the first tee. What
We're
my group
second,
was the
yeah,
first tee. We were the
first
first
tee time or second
7,
tee time out there.
7:15 a.m. or something like that. So, but it
We
was
were,
good.
we were in the dew
Actually, I kind
sleepers.
of as much as I don't like waking up early like that, for golf, it's, sometimes worth it. But
Yeah.
it was nice to be done at a decent,
Yeah, we were done at like 11:30, something
right.
like
I
that,
was
right?
like,
12
dang,
o'clock.
this is
So got
awesome.
some
Yeah.
lunch and we're able to kind of have some nice camaraderie and some talking and all sat together, which is great. And we have a good group of guys that we play golf with, and I appreciate that. And I'm glad I was able to move back to the area to get Alex involved with it, and back with you here, buddy, and playing because I
Now we
love.
got to prepare for the Villages Part 3.
Yeah, Villages three-peat, man, three-peat. So I've already booked my ticket. Have you booked yours?
Nope.
No.
No.
Let me see how many days
I
we have
just
down until we
I'm
fly
gonna.
out. I
I'm
got
Hey,
everything.
I'll be playing. I just booked a plane ticket to Utah this today, so I'll be playing out in Utah in a month.
You're gonna bring your clubs?
Yeah, I think me and my dad. My dad's gonna fly out there, and Nate. So we're gonna. I don't know what course we're playing, but we're gonna play out in Salt Lake somewhere. So,
Hey, we are 289 days till we head to the Villages.
all
Just
right.
want to
If
let
you've
you
never
know.
been to Villages, check out some of our old videos. But
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
it's golf heaven.
Well,
So,
we are gonna also have we're having an end of the year Pinehurst round. We got a weekend. We're
great.
gonna head down in Pinehurst in November, and spend a couple of days down there. So I'm putting you on the spot for it because you're not backing out of it this time.
I
Uh,
I wouldn't say it's an end of the year. It's just
yeah, it's well, it's
it's
kind of like the end of the year accumulation
it's
because
getting into winter season golf.
yeah,
Into
because
the
then you get into like Christmas time and stuff, and
and
it's much
virtual.
harder to
That's when
play
we
at
have
that.
to start playing more virtual golf because the weather's not as
Yeah,
nice. But
but it's really the end of the year get together. That's our end
right,
of the year one. So
right, right, right.
so and then we got
Anyways,
then we got to start. We got to start figuring out our villages trip, man.
that's right.
We gotta get that going. But
Get the logo going.
I know, but
Yep. Anyways, we appreciate everybody's support. Thanks for watching. What, like you said, this is episode 8. You like what you see, hit that subscribe button. Follow us on Instagram. Gray Goes Golf and Dad is Golfing, and then obviously here on YouTube, and we got our TikTok channels too. But we appreciate the support and everything else. Love your comments, even if they're not what we like. Hey,
yeah,
it's what
it's
it
all
is.
good.
Not
It's all
everyone's gonna
good.
like it. Yeah.
It's
So,
all good. So
yep.
all right, guys, have a good one.
Yeah, have a good weekend.